Flanker Tanker video, PSG-1, take 1. Side. And it is just a matter of one click down for on in semi-auto and one click up for safe. So here's the fire mode selector. In its current position, the 0 means that the weapon is safe. If you push it down in the 1 position, it means you're ready to fire. Semi-automatic mode only. Here you see the indicator move. So this is now in semi-auto fire mode and the weapon is now on safe. But this side is only an indicator. You can't select from this side. If we move down to the trigger on this PSG-1 is a weighted trigger. And what that means is you have this little piece of metal here with an Allen key slot in the back, and you can adjust this up and down, so it's a very smooth acting trigger. You can adjust it so you have to pull hard on it, or you can adjust it so you pull lightly on it. Here's a trigger with the weight on the end. It's got a little Allen key that you have to undo, and you can move this weight up and down the trigger. The lower down the trigger, the more sensitive it is, and the higher up the trigger, the less sensitive it is. The magazines are very small, as you can see, and this is the loading tube that you get with it. It takes 15 rounds, 15 in a magazine, and they load the same as any other magazine, front in, and it clips in like that. 15 shots later you need to eject the magazine. There's a button here which is the magazine release button. You push this and you can pull the magazine out. Here's the magazine ejection button. That's all it is, just one button. Push in and the magazine comes out. So in order to operate it, you cup the whole magazine in your hand. You can then push the button and pull the magazine out. These are the same type of magazine, although obviously much smaller, as the G3 SAS. Therefore you could load a high cap magazine of 400 odd rounds in here. I have never done that, but I have been advised that it is inadvisable to do so, because the way it feeds, the PSG will jam. And then you'll have to take the magazine out. You might even have to clear the chamber. So if you stick to the smaller 15 round magazines, I have 3 of these that I carry with me, you should be okay. This is the forward assist button. It doesn't do anything except move to make it look as though it does. And here we have the injection port cover. Now the injection port cover is linked to the bolt lever, which is on this side, and as you can see the lever has a folding catch. So you fold it back, prime it, and then let go. Now that actually does load the first BB into the chamber. So if you play around with these and you've got a magazine in and you do this more than once, you will be having multiple BBs down the barrel. It's not going to damage the weapon at all, but it's just not going to work so well. Now the other thing you can do is pull this bolt arm back and lock it in place. Now by locking it in place, you have pulled back the ejection port cover, which reveals the Tokyo Maru hop-up system. And you can adjust this. There's plenty of room there to get your finger in, to adjust it left or right for either more hop-up or less. And then when you've finished, this lever here, you just pull back and release, and it will go forward.